Okay, I'm still trying to work out the truth of the Thursday night, the 1st of May. The truth for Malaya and Janie and Daniel. And just looking at Malaya's timeline for the Thursday evening and the believable, as true as can be worked out facts, we know that Malaya had blood work done on Thursday afternoon. And I'll just show that here. Okay, I'm going to just read a little bit from this is one of the latest versions of the documents. And right beside there, where it starts with Daniel stayed in the car with the kids when she got blood work. So she got blood work that day, blood drawn. And that in itself can be tiring for a person and can cause fatigue. And further on down, you see there where it says she was too tired. I'll just underline that there. Anyway, we'll continue on. So from that, we can work out that Malaya was very likely tired. And as well as that, we can work out because Janie was working the longest on the fence, she was likely tired too. So when Janie went in from working on the fence for all them hours, the likely result is Janie went to bed. And as we can see, Malaya went to bed and she had a good reason for it. And I'll just continue on with a couple of very short clips with Daniel and Janie again. And I'll just put these two together. And I'll just say that Daniel gets very uneasy when he's talking about getting his tools. His baseline before this was very relaxed. But when it comes to talking about the tools, he's very uneasy. And between Janie and Daniel, there's an omission, as in apparently nobody put the tools away. There's no mention of the tools getting put away. I'll just play this clip. And to me, there's something obviously missing in the talk about tools. Okay, we'll do that.
Because I couldn't hold one end and nail the other end.
I went outside and helped Mom work on the fence. It took me a little while to find all my tools and stuff, but then, after I got my drill and everything else. And
okay, so the obvious omission is that nobody mentioned putting the tools away. And Janie would have been the last one to have the tools from what we can work out. But it's not the most obvious omission. To me, it's kind of sticking out like a sore thumb, so to speak. In Janie's dialogue there, she mentions nailing one end. And in Daniel's dialogue, he mentions getting his tools, his drill, and other stuff. But to me, for all this work on the fence, the one really important tool that seems to be omitted, not mentioned, it's pretty obvious. And as I said, Daniel seems very uneasy about talking about his tools. He He started offering up about it took him time to go get his tools, and he was uneasy in his seat, and he mentions his drill, and you can see he's processing, he's thinking away, and instead of offering up the other information about his other tools, he just skips over it. And like, he's a fast brain for thinking like that. But to me, the most obvious exception is any mention of a hammer. That's worth thinking about. And I'll think about that for Jack and Lily. Take care. Good luck.